What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And right now, I want to talk about the reaction video to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker trailer that everyone's been talking about the guy who was crying and getting very, very emotional watching this thing. Now, I've been seeing, people talk about this and everything, and I really didn't make myself aware of the story too much. I mean, I'm like, it's a reaction video. It's like one of billions of reaction videos that's on YouTube, right? But I said, you know what, let me go on and take a look at this. And, so I looked at it and everything, and I saw probably one of the greatest reaction videos. My cat just hit his head on the dresser. I told you. Yeah, this is probably one of the greatest reaction videos I've ever seen. Watching this thing, you realize that this man reacted to every single shot, and he reacted passionately. Honestly, I don't understand why the dude is getting dragged. This is like, I believe his name is Eric Butts, right? He's like 40 years old. And anyway, it's ridiculous to me. I mean, people do reaction videos for this very reason, and people watch reaction videos for this very reason, to see a reaction. This man gave you the reaction. He provided the service. He delivered, you know what I mean? His reaction was fucking awesome. It was epic. And of course, I guess with that comes the harsh criticism and the people going all over the place, judging him and dragging him. And it's a shame because honestly, when I went and looked at some of the comments, it's like I'm hearing people put on him that, I think, what was it? Somebody said something to the effect of, this is the type of guy who calls everybody else a man baby for not liking Star Wars. Now, see, that's not what I got from this. What I got from this is that this guy is an ultra Star Wars fan, like a lot of us claim to be. So if he's still in that place where he can enjoy Star Wars and just love it so much and everything, it's like, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's like, I really respect it. You know what I mean? It's like, I know when they said they were going to resurrect Star Wars and, Disney was going to start doing new Star Wars, I was excited. I was very cautious, but I was excited. But you know what? It did bring up some very complicated feelings for me. And I want to share with you guys something that I wrote, like probably back in, 2014, 2015 on Facebook. Because this whole thing reminded me of that when you talk about emotional connections, because we don't know what this guy's emotional connection to Star Wars is. Most of us have a story, you know what I mean? Most of us have a reason why we love Star Wars so much. Star Wars fans are very complicated people, and we don't just love it because we're just some dork cuck dudes with no life, who just, oh, you just that take me away and I can't deal with real life. I mean, this man is married and everything. He's got a life. But anyway, let me tell you something that I wrote, that shows how I felt about it, back then. And, I had noticed back then, what was this, 2015. I noticed in 2015 on my news feed, I saw people making fun of Star Wars fans getting excited about The Force Awakens. All right, so I went on to write, and by the way, let me just show you guys something. This is a picture of me and my little brother, when we were kids, all right? And I went on to write, my mom sent this to me this morning, meaning the picture. Yep, it's me and my little brother, apparently wearing one of it's me and my little brother. I'll skip that part. It made me think. This was taken around the time the first Star Wars movie came out, and we've seen just about all of them together ever since. For those who don't understand why this flick has grown folks acting wild, I get it. I love bashing cultural phenomenons. It's what I do. But for my part in this madness, it reminds me of two little boys whose imaginations went bonkers after seeing a lightsaber and hearing it for the first time. What I wouldn't give to have my little brother sitting next to me in that theater later on today. But I accept that God knows best, and instead, it will be my son sitting next to me, and we'll have a ball, creating new memories. Just some early morning thoughts. Thanks for the pics, Mom. I love you. Okay, and I love my brother always, and I miss him. Now, the thing about it is that I was getting emotional thinking about going on to see Star Wars without my brother. My brother passed away probably about 9 years ago now. And no, this will be 10 years. In December, it'll be 10 years. And my brother was a first responder at 9/11. He was New York, NYPD. And he was highly decorated. The police commissioner spoke at his funeral and talked about how he was the first one to go through these doors, when he was trying to help people. My brother had a very, very strong sense of responsibility and wanting to protect people. He was into Batman, so he would get so dramatic. He would say, "This is my city. I am the night." You know what I mean? And a lot of his responsibility came from watching Star Wars and movies like it. The hero's journey is something that he really loved and he really lived. My brother, he came up very much a nerd. He was into, I remember he collected lizards and ant farms, and, he read Dungeons and Dragons and what they call Which Way books. And he read all of the Star Wars novels. He read more than I did. I was into the movies. My brother was into the novels and the movies and everything, And when he became a cop, he couldn't wait to help people. And he had such a pure heart. And I'm trying not to get emotional about this. Next week will be his birthday, April 28th. And he was my first best friend. So when I watch Star Wars, I have this connection, to those two little boys, and when I watch, any trailer for the things that we used to do, it's shared together, it does bring up emotions in me. You heard me talk about the music of John Williams. Well, my brother, I think I mentioned in a video before, where I would be listening to some old school hip hop or something like that when I'm driving around and stuff. My brother would listen to the Indiana Jones soundtrack. He would listen to the Superman soundtrack. He would listen to the Star Wars soundtrack. John Williams got plenty of play in my brother's car, and all of that stuff is emotional for me. So it's like when I listen to it and I watch these movies and stuff and I get so critical about it, it's because we grew up with this in our hearts. This is something that we feel. That young man is not what people will call a soy boy. He's somebody who is very much connected emotionally to what he's watching. He's someone who loves it and cares so much. And these are actually the people that we're tied to when you see those of us who are critical of Star Wars and things like that. We understand, this is the reason why we push as much as we do for quality Star Wars. We're not on opposite sides of things, so it's like when I see this and when I see the bashing that he's getting, that's not us. That's not those of us who would consider ourselves in the fandom menace. We don't do that kind of thing because we understand the passion. We are passionate, so I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. I wanted to give my support, to Eric. And I understand he's a reaction video maker and everything, so he puts himself out there. I mean, his name is Eric Butts, so I'm pretty sure he's used to, getting a lot of shit, But he puts himself out there, for public consumption, so, it can go either way, when you're reacting to things and you get on camera, like I said before, we're in this thumbs up, thumbs down culture, so you're going to have to deal with the backlash. But I just wanted it to be known, guys, that this is how I feel about it, you know what I mean? It's like I don't see anything to be making fun of. I wish that I was still that positive, about Star Wars. And for your sake, Eric, and those like you, I hope that Episode 9 doesn't let you down. Because I was rocking with Disney Star Wars with Episode 7. Then when Episode 8 came along, I was done. And some people were done with Episode 7. So I hope that by the time Episode 9 rolls around, I just hope that you can maintain your love for this, man. And after watching that Doomcock video, man, I watched the Doomcock video where he was talking about a possible theory for what Episode 9 is going to be. Woo! If they do that, bro, it's going to be terrible. You know what I mean? And it's the backlash is going to be awful, But that's a subject for another video. But anyway, guys, I got to go. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that, and I thank you for sitting through it and listening to it. You can get at me in the comments section. And of course, you can like, share, subscribe. I'm on Twitter. You can check me out. Gotta go. I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Eric Butts and all the Star Wars fans out there who feel it in their heart, rock on.